with Behati. Kay is busy, so she will be back with us in a couple of weeks. And but we send her love, peace, and blessings. We just had a little Janet Jackson moment there at
Yeah.
the
Countdown.
countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, no question what era we came up in. She's wearing
Right.
Purple Rain and doing the Janet Jackson. So, yes, yes, it's all about that, all about that. So we're going to get into the emotional gut a little bit today. And today we're going to talk about the emotional side of healing and how emotions can impact the body physically. We touched a little bit about it before, but we'll talk a little bit more about that this time. So, Bahati, do you believe that emotional stress and unresolved experiences affect the body physically? I think I know what you're going to say.
Of course.
Yes. So why?
I'll take
Why?
yes for 2,000. Again, the way the system works, when you understand the intricacies, and I am not, disclaimer, I am not a scientist per se, but I've read enough and I've studied enough and I have the receipts.
Yeah.
What I know for sure is that the heart is the first brain. It is the spark of life that sends the signals to the brain. The brain programs everything and sends those signals down throughout the body. So the rest of our nervous system, our gut, everything works in tandem. And so when we feel something, when we feel the stress, our body is like, which kind of stress is that? Fight,
Yeah.
flight, freeze, or fawn, right?
Yeah.
And that signal comes down into the gut, and our gut starts to boil and bubble like a cauldron.
Yeah.
And anyone that has been in a stressful situation knows that feeling in their gut.
Yeah.
Like we always say, I'm going to go with my gut. Like, what does that mean? If you
Yeah.
pause to assess what that really means, your gut is trying to communicate to you. Like, we might have to empty out. It may come out this way or it may come out that way. But
It's
we
gotta
gotta
go.
react. We gotta react, right? It may
Yeah.
shut down and say we're not hungry right now. We
Yeah.
don't want anything because we're trying to alchemize and figure out how to restore safety within your system. So absolutely.
Yeah. 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 And as we all know and have experienced, the body stores stress, and because all people, but since we are focusing this series on women, so many women carry emotional exhaustion silently. And eventually then that body begins to speak through those symptoms, like you said, and I feel that emotional burnout shows up physically for women, like you said, at bubble guts or pain, or like we were talking
Yeah.
in one of the other
Sour
segments, talking
stomach.
about, pain, the tightness in the shoulders, and I mean TMJ. I had that. Like I literally cracked a tooth at work.
Ooh,
I mean, yeah, and it's a whole nother story. And it just shows up in so many ways. I mean, what's your opinion on that? Like, how do you think emotional burnout like shows up physically?
Oh, I mean, again, you mentioned it. There's a list of issues, and I think people don't realize that it's tied to stress. It's tied to those emotions. Like,
Yeah.
we'll go to the doctor and be like, I just keep getting these migraines, or I keep getting sick, right? Like,
Yeah.
my immune system is compromised because of the stress. So it ends up becoming a list of things that we go to the doctor for, and they're trying to figure out what it is, but they never really zoom in on, oh, you're just stressed, babe.
Yeah.
You just need to take a chill pill or try to do
Right.
something to help reduce the stress. They're always like, take this medicine.
Yeah.
And so this is why it is so important for us to have a relationship with ourselves and relationship with the parts of ourselves that are trying to communicate something's wrong.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Just that listening and kind of flows me into what I'm getting into next.
Yeah. But before you say that, let me do another disclaimer because I happen to be the mother of a hypochondriac.
Uh-oh,
And
okay. Uh-oh.
no, I love my daughter, but sometimes I'll be like,
I'm
girl,
a
just
daughter
Google
of
it.
one.
You can't just Google everything, ladies and gentlemen. You can't. And I'll say this so
No.
gently because
No, yeah.
I've been here, right? Like, and I even wrote this in my book too. Like, I would go on WebMD and be like, something's wrong, something's wrong. And they're like, oh, you got cancer. I'm like, wait a
Yes,
minute.
that's
I'm
always the
not ready
first
for
thing.
this. And I go to
That's
the
always the
doctor. It's
first
like,
thing that
girl, no, you're
pops
just
up.
stressed.
Yeah. I worked with someone like this before. So now you got me on a roll. I worked with somebody like that, and I used to literally tell her, I'm like, don't go on the internet. Like, because I had worked with her for so long, I knew that was the first thing she was going to do. I was like, don't do it. I'm not going to do it. I said, I
Yes.
know you're going to do it. I said, but I'm telling you, don't do it.
Yes.
Because you'll come running in here to my office and start telling me all this stuff because you have self-diagnosed yourself for Dr.
I have
Google.
prostate cancer. Girl, you ain't
You
got
know,
a prostate.
do we know what prostate is, right?
No, honey, you just have the symptoms. You need to go to the doctor. Yeah. But
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
helpful to at least have an awareness and an understanding. Like, I
Oh,
have
yeah.
symptoms similar to this, but I know it's not that. And one of the ways I've had to pull myself away from this because I was learning about perimenopause and menopause. And I was like, oh my God, I got all these symptoms. I'm dying. And it was like, girl, no, you're just going through menopause. Those are the symptoms. You're okay.
Yeah. And see, for me, I mean, I'm at that age where people are like right in it. I've been
Yeah.
in it for 20 years. I had it early because the surgery I had to have pushed me through it early. And so I mean, it's like been like a lifestyle here where I'm
Hmm.
just used to things. But I've noticed that since and I was on hormone replacement therapy, well, it ran out because guess what? No health insurance right now. So it was like that thing where then I didn't realize I started noticing changes, but then it didn't even dawn on me because for all these years I had been controlling it that wait a minute, this is what's going on. I don't have anything
Yeah.
helping any of this stuff because I was noticing. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I know I'm stressed, but I'm like I'm aging like overnight, and you know my skin was seemed different and just all kinds of things. And I noticed the hot flashes were coming back more, and I'm like, and I had to realize. So I mean, luckily I was able to figure something out to try to help. So it's going to take time now for
Hmm.
that to get back in,
Hmm.
but it's a real thing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I want to zoom in on something, and I'm gonna take us off just a slight, but I think this is so important when you just said that I don't have health insurance. And oftentimes in our culture, in our communities, we don't go to the doctor because of that reason.
yeah,
That does not mean we don't have access to
right,
someone or something or some
yeah,
place to
yeah,
go get checked. And so this is
yeah,
just kind of like a PSA for
right,
the viewers that
yeah,
even though you don't have health insurance, if you don't have health insurance, there are nonprofits out there,
yeah,
there are pro bono services out there. Please don't just sit around and
yeah.
suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
there are
ways.
services out there that you can
Yeah,
access.
they are. I mean, you know, I never thought I was in a situation. I've not had health insurance in forever. You know,
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I could get it if I decide to get married, but I'm like, I'm not getting married for health insurance. That's a whole
Hey,
nother
but I
subject.
mean, you can
But
call, what is it,
yeah,
411 311. I can't remember the number, but please put that up in
yeah,
the notes. But there are hotlines that will give you. Now I want to look it up. But there are hotlines. I used to work in community service and development, and I used to know this number by heart. But you can get a running list of wherever you are, zip code, area code, wherever you're at, and
yeah,
they will give you a list of free places that offer
yeah.
healthcare services, dental services, all the
Yeah.
things.
Yep. Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for putting that out.
Hmm.
That's
I don't remember the number, but Google it.
all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Terrible.
If
Now I want to look it up. I
if
think it's
I locate
411.
it, it will be in the
I think
comment
it's
section there.
411. But there was also a 311. I don't know what that one is.
So talking about like intuition and just being aware and body
Oh, my
awareness.
favorite subject. Yes.
Um, have you ever ignored your intuition and then later realized your body was warning you?
My gosh, yes. So here's the thing about intuitiveness. The magic behind it is that we silence it because we let the outside world dictate how we should perceive things. But
Right.
we
Absolutely.
naturally are designed to be intuitive. Like, think of a baby, right?
Mhm.
When a baby cries, it intuitively knows if I cry, I will get something. I will get fed, changed, held, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So children to me are the blueprint of how we should be
Absolutely.
returning to
Yeah.
ourselves and our
Yeah.
needs, right?
Yeah.
As adults, we have more coherence and awareness that we shouldn't be throwing tantrums, but the embodiment of a child and how they communicate to the rest of the world what they want, what they desire, and need, I think
Yeah.
there's something to be learned there. And so I've had to practice returning to that, like, not what my head thinks, what does my heart want to feel, and how is
Yeah.
that making me feel coherent and aligned.
Yeah.
And that gut piece is so necessary, and
Yeah.
that's kind of like the final thing I'm adjusting here is like, how do I know that I'm thinking with my gut and not with my head, right?
Yeah.
And so heart intelligence has helped me return to that, and it really is simple.
Yeah.
If it makes me nauseous or gives me some kind of ick, I shouldn't do it. But if
Right.
it's like butterflies, then I
Yeah.
should do it.
Right. Yeah. Because, like
Yeah.
you mentioned, like we often say, I had a gut feeling. And the body is often recognizes like that
Yeah.
truth before the mind fully processes it.
Right.
Even if we want to bring into the chakra system and
Yes.
that wisdom center. And
Yep.
that you have that feeling, like I had a feeling, or I felt it in my gut, or I felt that on
Yes.
the inside.
We say that so happenstance, but not
We
really
do
understanding
not
the
really
magic.
understand, right? That it's a real thing, and that it's
Mm-hmm.
true, and that we do have that intuition, that
Mm-hmm.
inner knowing. We just don't know, or haven't been made aware, or we haven't awakened to the fact of how to tune into that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And it's funny because we do practice it daily, we process through it daily, but we are not, as you say, awakened to it. We're not aware. We're not self-aware that that's what we are naturally doing. And
Yeah.
the best description I can give is like when you're hungry.
Right.
That's intuition. Like, hey, I need something.
And what you
Hello,
hear?
is anybody there? Give me something, right?
And what do you hear?
Right. And so then you
feel
start to process, like, what do I got a taste for? And you're like, ooh, I want a burger, or ooh, I want some hummus.
Or what's a pizza we're talking about?
Whatever you choose. I reach for French fries.
Yeah.
But that intuitiveness about the need to survive is
Yeah.
what we're aiming for. It's like that is your survival communication right there, that
Yeah.
gut. And so when
Yeah.
you say, I had a feeling, I had a gut feeling, or I feel it in my gut, really tune into like, what is your gut communicating to you?
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you said, a lot of times we would say it just so flip it, just kind of just saying it like as a saying, like anything else that we just said for years and people have passed down
Yeah.
for years, and not really knowing like this is a real thing here.
It is
Like my gut
totally-
really is trying to tell me something.
Do it all the time too in relationships.
Yes.
They be like, I have this intuitive hit that he's doing something. Let me check his phone.
Man, every time I've had that feeling, and I know this is off topic, but I'm going there. Every time I've had that feeling, it has been spot on concerning a
Where's the lie?
marriage. Right. Spot on.
But we can't do it for careers.
Right.
We can't do it for friendships.
Right.
We can't do it for purchases.
Right. I wish it was that.
But we can do it in
Something told me
relationships.
not to. Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's survival.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. That's interesting. That could be a whole nother thing here, but
It might need to be.
That's right. That's right. So quickly, because there are, people do suffer from this, and they do handle this. Just talking a little bit about like emotional eating and having self-compassion.
Yeah.
For a lot of women, a lot of people, food became comfort. I know that's my friend told me that. She's like, you're
Yeah.
the opposite of me. Like I go to food. You don't eat when you're
Yeah, yeah.
stressed. And
Those
that's
are
not a
two
good thing
extremes.
either, right?
Those are two extremes.
And it just, it becomes, coping or emotional relief. And I've watched that show, 600-Pound Life, and I understand, like, Dr. Now, I love him because he'll give us straight. But, he's got his proven system because he knows what works. And he's like, you're not just going to come here. Yes, you do need this. But I'm not just going to approve you to get this surgery because this is not just a fix-all. he knows that like there's something more deep seated that you need
Yeah.
to uncover, and he sends them and recommends that they continue therapy, and
Absolutely.
and finding out. And on the episodes I've seen, there is always some kind of a root cause, something that, some kind of deep seated issue,
Yep.
some kind of trauma maybe that happened in their childhood, or a relationship, or something happened, and
Yes.
they went to that food for
Safety.
comfort
Yeah.
and coping, and right, and safety. And
Mm-hmm.
so it, and it's, this is not to shame anyone who's going through it. It's
Mm-mm.
just, this is simple awareness, and healing, it requires compassion and not shame. And
Totally.
so I'm asking you, how do you think that women begin healing their relationships with themselves without shame?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, you need a village. You need a
Yeah.
village. Therapy, coaching, nutritionist, primary care doctors. Like, you need a village to come
Yeah.
around you
You need
and give you perspective about the different spaces that you are healing from, right?
Yeah.
Because you can heal your gut with nutritionist and with your primary care. You're gonna need to heal your heart and your
Right.
head with a coach and a therapist. Like,
Yeah.
you need a village if you can invest in it. But again, you can access these resources for free. You can go
Right.
to the library and get a book and start doing your own self
Yeah.
observation and self education. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have a strategy.
Yeah.
And even that part is hard, right? Like, people are like, well, I've always
It
done
is.
it this way, I've always been this way, or
Right.
they get into this self-loathing space,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's when you may need to call in the big dogs. Like, you might need to get a pastor or a minister or somebody. Like, get the village around you,
Yeah.
and do not suffer alone, because you're not alone. There are people out there willing to help you, whether it's free or for a price.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. There's something out there. Don't
Mm-hmm.
just conform to the norm.
Yeah.
Because it is about healing.
Yeah. And healing is a choice. I'm going to say this
Yeah.
so gently, but also
Yeah.
very directly, because I work in the spaces and have been in spaces of healing with and for other people. And it is a choice. And I'm going to give you this example. I took my mother directly to inside of a therapy, and directly to inside of a rehab center. And she voluntarily walked out. And so I was like, well,
Aw.
if you don't want this, and I want this for you, but if you
Yeah.
choose not to heal, that is your choice. And I will respect that choice, but I also have to protect my peace. And so
Yeah.
to me, healing is a choice.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
100%, 100%. Ragging on the mothers, but went through stuff with my own, and it was like that too, and definitely is not any better now with this dementia. But
Yeah.
just thinking, oh, something's just gonna magically happen. It's just gonna change. Well, you've got to do some of. If you want it to change, you've got to take first. You
Yeah.
got to take some responsibility for things.
Yeah.
Like, there's things that are going on in your life. There's things that now are falling on me and become my responsibility because you didn't take responsibility for
Yeah.
things. And so it's like, you know, you're not choosing. You weren't choosing to heal. You didn't choose to do X, Y, and Z. So you can get this outcome, and,
Right.
and so it definitely is a choice, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, again, I am very aware there are some spaces and some scenarios in life where the choice doesn't seem like it is the option. Dementia,
Right.
Alzheimer's, like
Sure.
there are some conditions and diseases out there where people are like, I didn't have a choice to this thing. When you have the coherence and the awareness and the ability to make the choice, and you choose
Right.
not to do those things, that's what
Exactly.
I'm referring to.
Exactly.
And so I have chosen to take care of me. Like, I've taken care of my family, even my husband. Like, I'm gonna rag on him a little bit with the few minutes we have left. Like, he'll be like, "What's for dinner?" I'm like, "Whatever you eat." And then I feel guilty, like, well, maybe I should choose to make something healthy or get something healthy, because he will reach for butt cakes.
Yeah.
And so he eats like a frat boy. But I'm
Yeah.
also like, can you make conscious food decisions without me? Can you
Yeah.
do that, please?
Yeah.
Like, can you
Yeah.
decide I'm going to eat this and not that without
Yeah.
me feeling the pressure to have to keep you alive? Because I'm over here trying to figure out how I need to eat
Right.
with my perimenopausal symptoms, and sometimes I don't have an appetite.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, I get that. Totally get that. So, well, this whole series that we've been doing, and we have another segment that is going to be series segment that's going to be coming up next month. It's never just about any symptoms. I mean, we've gone so far. We've done the heart, and we've done mental, and now we have just wrapped up our gut.
yeah.
And I'm not giving away the next one. You have to tune in.
Oh, yeah.
This is all about helping women to reconnect with themselves again. And so, just take this, if nothing else. Your body deserves care. Your body, your mind deserves peace, and your healing matters.
Truly is a temple, y'all. It is.
It is.
When
It is.
you realize that this is the
Not
only
just a
place you got to
statement.
live,
Yeah.
this is the only place you got to live, it hopefully will click in.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Well, thank you, Behati. And like I said, Kay will be back with us. And again, thanks for joining us for another episode of the She Ascends Circle Lounge. Whatever is good for your soul, you better do that, girl.
Do it.
Bye.